skip the introductions. We know who is here. It's myself doing a VOD review with Lucky. Hello, Lucky.
Hey.
So today we're just going to cover two maps. So we're going to cover the Rialto attack that I managed to record yesterday, as well as Busan. Lucky is here because he's available and he wanted to provide some more insight into the comp, so I have a better understanding of what the game plan was. Unfortunately, Lucky can't see my drawings, but I'll try to explain it as best as I can. So for you guys watching, you guys can see my drawings, so you can ultimately understand what's going on. So without more to say, let's head into it. So first of all, cover compositions. I remember you speaking about it in the beginning that the reason why you wanted to play the Ryan Zarya on this map is because you know that they were going to play double shield, so you just wanted to deathball them and play aggressive so you can get damage through the double shield. Is that correct? So
just beat through their shields and play up close.
Okay. Alright, cool. Let's see how that plans out.
Are you here or not?
Yeah, I'm here.
Are you just... You're a bitch.
Ah!
So that is speaking through it. Just
Go, let's go, go! Sigma one!
Reaper behind. Inside, Reaper inside.
Sigma!
Too fast.
We are very split up.
So
I'm staying with Bell.
Reaper is blind still. He's going for the mega.
Messi one.
There's no heals
Keep
for him.
on going.
Okay, group up. Stack on Steven. Stack on Steven.
Back out. I go.
So I like the call to regroup on Steven, just because people were getting too carried away, i.e. Levy. So the call to regroup on Steven.
For you?
I'm doing
Everyone it's a clear target. Everyone knows who Reinhardt is, and Reinhardt's shield is. Reinhardt is the biggest character, so everyone knows where to
I'll
go.
push for it.
Bubbles up.
Play underneath it. Don't push up too far. Don't give them angles.
Okay.
What do we have?
Back up a bit.
Again, this is one of the things that I have written down in my notebook right in front of me was the Lucky getting no replies when he asks questions. Everyone's kind of keeping quiet because Lucky asked, "What do we have?" Everyone kept quiet. Eladio looked for an engage. You know, it's silent. Eladio didn't say, "I'm going in, guys," because like the call was Lucky made was play under, but Eladio went for an offensive play there and wasn't communicated. So I think that Safe is gonna bubble him now, but it wasn't called. So like, this is for Eladio now. Just if you want to make a play like this, just communicate. Just ask before you do it, instead of going in deep. Because I think Safe bubbles you here, right?
Let's go with this.
Yeah.
Shield! Orisa one.
Nice.
Sigma. Fire.
So that Mercy made a bronze res and res Orisa in the middle of traffic.
Orisa.
There's not much to spectate
Keep
because
pushing,
you guys
keep
just
pushing,
rolled
keep
them.
pushing. I'm on payload.
What's the good-
actually need you?
What's the good call to make to play underneath that arch or that because I didn't want the Pharah to get a lot of spam damage over top of the shield, so I wanted to use that cover to play there until the payload would arrive.
Alright, let's go back so we can see. So you made the call when Levy was playing aggressive before he wraithed, I believe.
Keep on going.
Okay, group up. Stack on Steven. Stack on Steven.
Leave it back out. I got bubbles for you.
I'm doing go. I'll push for it.
Bubbles up.
So you call to stack up here. I think Levy goes in aggressively again, as well as Eladio, because Eladio halts E's right in fuck my pencil. E's right in front of here, and Eladio Levy I think shadow steps top left or top right to the balcony to start pressuring again because he comes out. You'll see. Hold on. Let me play that so it's going.
Bubbles up.
Yeah, so he
Play underneath it.
Gets spotted by the Pharah.
Don't push up too far. Don't give them angles.
The call was fine.
What do we have?
But I think the ultimate thing was to either keep the aggression. Like the two calls that you could have made here was to keep the aggression or regroup, and you made the regroup, so that's fine.
Okay.
But Levy and Levy and Eladio were still playing their own game, which ultimately is not the worst thing to do, but they didn't communicate it as to their going back in. So if these guys all decided that they wanted to push in, obviously Levy is creating a diversion here. As you can see, the Sigma is looking back as well as the Mercy and the Farah. So these guys threw people's attention, while the Moira and the Orisa are just standing flat. The Reaper is now coming back to the fight now. I think the Reaper is going for Levy. So Levy has 4 people's attention while 2 people up. So it was good, but like the one thing that he could have done better is just communicated that I'm going back in. Eladio saying I'm going in. Because if he tells you that he's going in, then you can say, all right, we play aggressive now, rather than the call is still for everybody to play back. So Safe is going to play back, Steven's going to play back, and Tizzy's going to play back, while your 2 DPS are playing forward, but they haven't communicated it to you. So if they die, you're wondering how the fuck did they die when you said play defensive or come back. So just communicating, the important thing here is just to communicate to Lucky what you're going to do, so Lucky can make a better judgment of a call rather than just assuming the situation.
Almost go with this.
Shield!
So
Orisa 1.
Arista target calling is fine, the only person that could test, she's dead.
Nice.
Sigma. Fire.
The Pharaoh call was not needed. You are the only person in this comp that can focus the Pharaoh as well as the Moira. So don't think call it like just too important. Just kill the people on the ground and the Pharaoh will disengage naturally.
Orisa.
You guys have won the fight. Good
Keep
entering.
pushing. I'm on payload. If you actually need heals,
Mercy.
then
Messi. Oh, Reaper no ring.
Okay, I'm gonna play my crew, okay? My crew's cool.
Reaper. Nice.
I mean, you can hit powers
Steven
with
was having a field day 'cause he was
Enzo,
allowed
right?
to just swing.
Yeah.
Get back. I can't heal that.
Here is something that
Speed
I
out.
didn't understand.
Far
Yo,
more.
Did you see what happened there, Lucky?
Mm-hmm.
To Steven. He was getting pressured too far back.
I mean, you can hit powers with
He played aggressive.
Enzo, right?
Took a lot of
Get back. I can't heal that.
It's coming back. Fuck's sake!
I'll take her.
Nice.
I mean, you can hit.
Get back. I can't heal that.
So he's coming back. Why aren't you looking up? Why aren't you looking towards where the burst damage is coming from, Steven?
Speed out.
Said
Speed
you
out.
look down
Far
and
more.
Farah kills you because you didn't respect her. Or the fact that everyone else on their team couldn't do damage to you at that moment in time, so you need to respect the Pharaoh who is on top of you, pressuring you.
What's up with Lucius fingers?
What? Oh my god. Holy shit.
No, and the fact that we amped speed, but I don't know why we did that. So when we tried to back out, we didn't have amp for it.
I think he amped speed because they wanted to get the pick on the Reaper.
Reaper no ring.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna play
So
my
the
crew,
outspeed
okay? My
was-
crew's cool.
Reaper. Nice.
So he dies.
I mean, you can hit
Oh,
powers
now we-
with Enzo, right?
I think we all
Get
tried
back.
to go.
I can't heal that. I can't.
Because you need to realize that your main heals is now pushing payload, and they're starting to regroup. I don't know where Lady is, by the way, but
No,
I think that it's
Oh,
better
he
to
swapped, he
regroup
swapped,
at
he
this
swapped,
point.
he swapped.
Oh, he just died, I think.
Yeah,
in
he
this
died
fight.
and swapped to Mercury.
Yeah. So I think we shouldn't go in that deep.
Yeah, that deep.
Like maybe not past second checkpoint.
Heal that.
Yeah,
Speed out.
Far
Yo,
more.
even their respect, so you
Fire.
guys now don't have a shield, and they're grouping up to re-engage, they're all up now. So this fight is a 5v6, unless Safe can get this
Fire.
Farah. No, she backs out.
Play passive.
Yeah, good call to play
Nice,
passive.
nice.
Okay, back. Keep backing up. Keep backing up. Back.
Hansa.
Reaper one, Reaper one.
We're gonna regroup first. We need Steven in.
I'm here.
Okay,
Okay, I'm gonna grab. Alright,
I
get
have my
ready.
sound barrier. Far above.
No! Reaper no wraith, Reaper no
Okay,
wraith.
why did that plan not pan out? So your call was to play back. Steven had notified you that he was back, so we could go back to playing neutral instead of playing passive. Save called out that he wanted to grav. There is nothing to combo with grav. So what is your grav going to achieve? No calls to say they said Farah was above, but no call to say she might have barrage. Because if the call was that she had barrage, then you could have played passive until she used it and then played aggressive. Again, another point for the comms that you guys need to work on is the ult tracking. Everyone, the best way to do it. Let me clear my screen. The best way to do it for ult tracking is just track your count. Try as much as possible to track your counterpart's ultimate. Like main tank, track main tank. Off tank, track off tank. You know, because as hard at it as it is, because like for instance, they have a Sigma. You know, and if I'm playing Zarya, then if someone feeds the Sigma, like for instance, Steven takes too much damage from the Sigma and you know he's charged a lot of ult off you, it's up to Steven to be able to tell Safe that, oh, I fed too much, I fed the Sigma, so he might be high on ult charge, you know? But then everyone should be able to track, like, that's a tip, that's something you guys can work on for your next stream, is just track each other, your counterpart's ult charge, so that you give enough information to Lucky so that Lucky doesn't have to track every single one ult, because right now Lucky sometimes asks what do we have, what do they have. Sometimes it's okay, but then most of the time no one is saying anything to give Lucky information. Lucky is just making the calls and saying what we should do, but no one is assisting him to make the right decision because there is no information for him to work on, only the information that he knows and he sees. So the thing that we need to work on is throwing information. Lucky? Is that alright?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially because I'm now busy learning how to shock call.
Mm-hmm.
I can't all track in at the same time. Yeah, I can do it for the Moira, but not for all the others. So that would be cool.
Yeah. So tip, something to work on your next scrim is work on counterparting, tracking your counterpart's ultimate. I can give a just a brief. I can give a main tank because that's the role I play the most. Like for Orisa, the best way to ult track Orisa is if she gets any holds, environmental kills. You know, if she kills a big target, then she definitely has Bongo. For Reinhardt is easy. Fire strikes, and swings. If he does 20 swings, then he has his ultimate, and if he hits 15 fire strikes, then he has ultimate. But obviously, it depends on how many hits he swings. You can count that passively, or just even know, because if he hasn't used it in a while, then you can like 90% assume that he has it. Well, with that being said, let's just move on so we don't waste enough time. So
We're gonna regroup first. We need Steven in.
I'm here. Okay, I'm gonna grab.
So back to the play. I'm gonna grab. No reassurance from any of his teammates to say go for it.
Right,
I
get
have
ready.
my sound barrier. Far above. Far
No!
above.
So you invested grab and beat. You beat it to survive, try and survive the Pharaoh ult, but Reaper won the duel with the Levy, and the Barrage got Rhine. So it's 2 for 1 now. Grav gets no value because the only person focusing them in the Grav is safe.
Reaper
They
no
survive
wraith,
because of
Reaper
the
no
Moira
Left
healing,
side.
and you guys ultimately lose the fight.
That next target.
wraith. Orisa half,
Okay,
Orisa
no,
half.
it's neutral. Okay, Sigma ult came out.
Focus Sigma.
Get out.
Okay. Regroup. Speed out.
Okay. I mean, I covered this yesterday at the end of your scrim, but I just want to cover it again because we'll see it again on Busan if we when we get there. Is when you guys,
Left side.
if you get a pick on a DPS in this kind of situation, like you got the pick on the Pharah, it's 2 down. It's either you disengage and move back and regroup because the Pharah is going to be back before your the 2 people that you lost are going to be back because the Pharah moves faster than Reinhardt. Obviously, the Reaper can shadow step and get back. So you either calm the tempo and then repressure when the Reaper gets back, for instance, and by that time the Rhine will be back. Or you need to find another priority pick. So you got the pick on the second DPS. So that's fine. It's now even.
Repeat that. Next part.
So you guys need to find a priority pick that is going to help you push in. The Sigma on the Orisa ultimately won't let you push in because they have 2 supports that they're pocketing them. It's either we try and focus the supports, like push through, because that's the reason that you're running this composition, you know. You have the Hanzo, who is taking an off angle here on the left, so you can pressure, which is good. But you have the Lucio, the Moira, and the Zarya here. Zarya is quite high charge. If you 3 of you put your resources into pushing down the Mercy or the Moira, even if you force fade or dash, then it'll be an easier kill than just trying to melt these tanks that have 2 supports up their ass. They're not gonna die as fast as if you just pressure out the Moira or the Mercy. Preferably Mercy, because Mercy only has dash. Moira has fade, and if the Mercy beams down the Moira, then it will be harder for you to kill. But Mercy would be a number 1 priority target. Moira will be second. But Safe calls out to focus the Orisa, I believe. And she's not going to die anytime soon.
Orisa half.
Yeah, she has Fortify. And there's a Mercy and Moira healing her. She's not going to die anytime soon.
Focus Sigma.
Get out.
Okay. Regroup. Speed out.
I just lost him. Let's share that Blossom is fight.
So the fight is even now.
No healing juice. Stay safe.
Alright, let's quickly do ultimates to track. You guys have 3 ultimates. They have 3. They will probably use Bongo as you engage. And you will use Coalescence to keep your team up while you guys are playing aggressive. Steven can look for a shadow anytime soon. With the double shield, it's going to be hard to hit anyway. He should look for 1 person. I think that's it. I don't know when. I think this is when Reaper gets to 6k if I remember. But let's see how it plans out anyway.
Let's go. Are we gonna go now?
Yeah, I'm gonna push with Coalescence and then look for battles, okay?
Okay, let's do it.
And look for shadow though.
I'm speaking with
Go, Steven, get aggressive.
So predicted like a book. Steven went full transparent there and got his shadow blocked. The Sigma was expecting it. Like the Sigma wouldn't have reacted that way unless he just knew. So that's a player who is reading the old charge of his counterpart and played accordingly, and ultimately he blocked the whole shadow who would have affected his whole team.
I'm speaking
So
with
you guys have best coalescence.
Steven, get aggressive.
So another tip for you now, Safe. In this kind of situation where you guys were pushing in and you were still relatively healthy, you could have used part of your coalescence to focus down the Mercy in the sky. And then when your team starts taking damage, come back down. Because like if I play again quickly for just a couple of seconds, so you guys pushed in, you could have just beamed down the Mercy once you got onto the archway. That way the Mercy's dead, the Pharah has no pocket anymore. And then you guys will have an advantage now because it's only Moira healing.
True.
That's just one thing to think about when you're coalescing. They're running a Mercy or a Pharah, is that you can just focus them down, especially if it's at the beginning of the engage. If you're planning to push in with coalescence, you have a luxury of like 3 to 3.5 seconds to focus down the pharmacy in the sky, because your team will need healing at that point.
Go, Steven, get aggressive.
Especially if you have beat as well, but you guys don't have beat in this situation.
Steven, get aggressive. Reaper, focus, Reaper, focus. Oh, it's all good, it's all good, it's all good. We nearly go, grab dragon.
That's the 6k.
Hmm. Did he even use Bongo when you guys played aggressive? Interesting. Again. Oof. I'm trying to think of something to say that was that way to word it that isn't like something like to way to give actual feedback. There wasn't any target call, any target to focus. Like if you listen to the comp,
No foreshadow though.
I'm speed boost.
Go, Steven, get aggressive, Steven, get aggressive.
yeah, no target call from safe, so everyone is just shooting something.
Reaper, focus.
Because if you guys had your game brain on, someone would have called Reaper no Wraith because he wraithed in front of 6 of you, and no one called that cooldown. Everyone was just like go 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 go. What? Why are we going? What are we doing now that we're going? But nothing. Everyone just went in Hail Mary without a plan. So this is where, in moments like this, when you're in the engage, we need to have a target that we're calling. It could be anyone, but there wasn't any target call, so all the damage was split. You know, if your guys are focusing the same target with Lucky's Coalescence, then you would have killed at least one, but no one died.
Oh, it's all good, it's all good, it's all good.
You know, you guys had...
Shouldn't
Go on.
Shouldn't it be someone on the high ground or even scouting out have a broader vision of that?
That should be Eladio. Where was Eladio? True that.
Eladio is standing behind Palo, like he's in the back.
Reaper, focus, Reaper, focus. Oh, it's all good. Go, Steven, get aggressive, Steven, get aggressive.
So we're now all focusing like the exact same angle. And that's
yeah.
and that's just main.
Yeah, Eladio
Nobody
should have
left
climbed
or
high
right.
ground there, because Levy had the high ground, but he was going in because he wanted to death blossom. So Eladio should have gone high ground to take that angle, because he would have survived the Reaper ult and maybe got a headshot on him. Like, we don't know, but that's an angle that
I mean, it even could have been called out, so Stephen could have turned the shield. Although it wouldn't have mattered because Stephen was in front of the and the Reaper was behind our team. So if he turned around, still would have died. But then we know he was there, and we know he was gonna do probably a death blossom.
Yeah, that's another pointer for communication. You know, just if we had the same target there, then at least one person would have died. I mean, you might have still lost the fight, but who knows? If you guys have noticed that the Reaper had no Wraith, you just said focus Reaper out of Wraith, then you guys wouldn't have gone aggressive on 3 different targets.
Yeah, but I mean, it's not being scouted out that there's a Reaper going on the stairs. We have no actually nobody's looking at the stairs.
Because everyone's tunnel vision on the go go go
Yeah.
go go.
Yes, that's what I mean.
Right.
So at least someone needs to be on the high ground or have a broader vision of this fight, so we can see who's flanking.
This should either be in this competition. Should either be Tizzy or Eladio, because Eladio's playing the sniper, so he has a broader vision as well as the Lucio shouldn't be like in the front line, but near Ryan at least to give him the aura. Alright, let's just play. Die. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
We need to go
You
for
and then
So we invested
Sorry,
3
I'm
ults and got nothing out of it.
Yeah,
Right now
do
got
it.
50% ult charge back though. But he switches to Ana. That is fine. They really rely on healing. They don't have bubble. That's okay. That means you guys are going to be playing with offensive nades now and should play with offensive nades.
Top, low.
Let's go. Speed boost.
Speed boost. Healing.
I don't like that. The
Let's
call
go.
here from Save.
Speed boost.
Just
Speed
speed boost? Nothing. But what do we do when we speed boost? Just speed boost into what? Let's focus down the Sigma. Let's pressure Wraith. Let's push on the Moira. There's no plan. Just speed boost. What are we doing when we speed boost? Anyone can say that.
It's like 4 strands, but
Yeah.
How are you gonna do
How
that?
are we gonna force trans? So if you want a speed boost, safe. If you're going that priorities to speed boost, you have to say what you want us to do, or you want your team to do. You know.
Healing.
Yeah, watch out.
Bongo, dead. Bongo dead.
So priority
Fair
pick
enough, fair enough.
one for one now.
Reaper.
6-1. You guys are down.
Back.
Okay, hold it up.
Back or die. No else.
Nicely.
Keep your charge. Don't back up a little bit.
I really need to learn working this camera, dude. Can we save? Ooh, almost died.
Okay, I'm alone here.
I backed out the wrong way. I know.
Yeah, I
Back
see
here?
this.
We go grab. I'm gonna go upstairs to look for grab.
Reaper's upstairs, Reaper's someone. Kill him. No, we can't. Fuck.
Okay,
Sigma top as well.
I'm ready for you.
you looking for grab?
Push in main. Look
No.
for
You ready?
Grab
Go,
jungle.
go.
Reaper top, any deal?
Mercy.
Reaper.
Mercy.
Reaper's behind us. Deal with them first.
He's one.
This is the first time
Still.
we noticed that the Reaper is just on the stairs. He did that 3 times.
Alright,
Oh,
let's go.
fuck off.
Like we're at 26 minutes already. But I just wanna.
You looking for grab?
Push in main. Look for
You ready?
Grab
Go,
jungle.
go.
I would like someone, preferably a DPS, to take an off angle on the stairs.
That could be either of them now. Where is?
Top, any deal?
Where is it?
Mercy.
Okay. So
Eladio is fighting.
both DPS took the same angle here because they're both like at the bottom near the like Eladio. Levy is on the left, while Eladio is on the right because he dragged in from the right hand side. And you are sitting in front of a Reaper.
Reaper top,
you drop down.
any deal?
I mean, I know
Mercy,
the Reaper was there, but I wanted to let the nade on the grab.
Reaper's behind us. Deal with them first.
He's one. Still.
that Sigma has Steven in his pocket this game. Blocks the shadow twice.
He's gonna do it the 3rd time.
Didn't need that beat. You guys had won that fight.
Oh, fuck off.
You don't. So this is for Tizzy. If you watch this, you don't always have to trade ults. If someone uses an ult, you don't have to always respond with an ultimate. You have a luxury of time to be able to determine whether or not, you can look around, especially the fact that beat is almost instant when you get ulted by Sigma, that you have the luxury of time to even look around and see people's HP bars. Everyone knows that if you're below half HP, you are going to die to Sigma ult. So
And even if they kill one person, it's still totally fine.
So you didn't have to trade ult for ult there. You had a numbers advantage. That's a bronze charge from Caesar.
Keep swinging your hammer, bro.
No, not anymore.
Okay, let's breeze through. Fire on.
I know.
Okay. Nothing to come.
What do they have? The barrage? They're gonna have flux, maybe?
They don't have
Nano,
nano.
I think.
They have nano. Still have nano.
This is the first time we ult.
Bongo.
They don't have bongo. They use it.
Steven, come on.
Let's see how accurate they are actually.
I think.
Nothing to come.
What do they have? The barrage? They're gonna have flux, maybe?
They don't have
Nano,
nano.
I think.
They have nano. Still have nano.
No,
Bongo?
no luck.
Bongo.
They don't have bongo. They
So-
use it.
I missed that.
Steven, come on.
Yeah, it was 33%, right?
I mean, Bongo, they have Bongo.
No,
basically.
they didn't. They don't have bongo, is what was said.
They
Yeah,
don't have bongo. They use
Yeah.
it.
they're 94%, so they have. I consider that having Bongo.
Yeah.
Come
Tizzy
on.
said
Now they have bongo,
They
so-
don't have bongo.
They
Now they
don't.
have bongo.
Yes. Fucking hell.
Takes.
Here comes the shadow.
Same angles. You have the same angles.
What did we use
Good
it?
angles.
No, we didn't. Sorry, my bad.
He hasn't built.
Father's looking for barrage.
Yeah.
I'm
nice
stuck way
respect.
behind.
Father's looking for barrage. Watch out.
Yeah, that was bronze from Eladio, Levy
Levi.
on the left there. Just fed. Went on a big flank. And
Oh, that's so bad.
Look for an opening. Look for a pick.
I shouldn't have done that. That was
That's
stupid.
done.
Actually stupid.
Heal Steven, heal Steven.
Okay, fine. Back off. Back off. That's a waste. No ults. Back off. Back. Back. Safe.
My bad, my bad.
Don't have bubbles to save yourself now. Ooh.
Rush one, rush one. No, it's too late.
No, fine. It's fine. We need.
Okay, I don't grab again.
I still have cover. I still have cover.
Use this one.
Let's push, let's push. Let's
Wait.
Loading.
Okay, loaded. That's good.
I wanted to get in a habit that before every fight, I wanna have an update on ults.
What did you say?
I wanna make it a habit that before we engage, I want to know what do they have, what do we have, what are we gonna do? Because now we just go in.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's why I say if
Yeah.
the communication of what we have and what they have, then the conversation of what we're going to do will come naturally. But the fact that there isn't any discussion about that, then it's just like, guys, we can go, we can go, we can go. We have this all, go.
Okay, we see that now. Steven went in and just tried to shatter.
Nice.
You can grab, you can
Sigma,
grab.
Sigma, Sigma, Sigma.
Well, we didn't.
Nice, that's right.
No, wait.
Keep pushing.
We
keep
just
pushing,
can
keep
you
pushing.
stop it? Pause?
We have grab dragon.
Go back a sec.
We have Hanun. I got a net.
So Steven went in on the right side, like you see the right little hallway.
Yeah, I see it.
You went in there and tried to flank shot.
Yeah, Sigma had him in as well.
It's not a bad idea to try to do that, but the problem for us is now we didn't know that, so we are pushing main without a shield.
Without a shield.
Yeah, and that gives their team a line of sight on our whole backline. And okay, they're running only the Pharah can do something.
Oh, she's dead.
Maybe the Sigma. Apart from that, there's no like snipers. With a sniper, it would be a big. But like if it's a sniper, there will be a bigger issue. But apart from that, I want to know. I'm looking for a flank shatter so we can use natural cover more. Also, if you see this screen, we're not taking different angles with a DPS because that is actually on top of Levi.
Actually on top.
No, but I like. I mean, we have two DPS who can take off angles. They don't have the luxury on going on a flank by themselves because they don't have a lot of self sustain, and so they can soft flank sometimes.
Yeah,
but I like them to at least have a separate angle.
Yeah.
Eladio can go for the right room and try
McCree,
to
yeah,
kill
McCree
people
can
and then lunge back if he needs to. McCree a little bit more difficult. Yeah, he will be better in main, but that's the thing. So it has two benefits in my opinion. One, we can get picks from different angles, and they need to put in resources not only in main but also in different positions. Also, we control those flanks. So if that Reaper goes on the flank for Death Blossom, we know that because it's going to be scouted out by one of our DPS. Now we don't actually know if somebody is on the right side or is on the left side.
Exactly. Just a bit of food for thought as well. If they didn't have a Reaper here and they had another character, let's say a McCree, it's also okay for these two guys to take the main angle, but it's only in the situation that you need shield pressure. You know, like for instance, if Steven said that I want to look for a shadow, then Eladio can come back to main and help the McCree in pressuring shield so he can get a free shadow. You know, those kind of situational things can come up. It's just a bit of idea. You know, Steven, if you told your your DPS that you want a shadow, or told your team in general that you want to look for a shadow, now then everyone can spam shield. You know, once you hear the line that Sigma shield is broken, or you know Orisa plays shield and it's broken, then you can look for a shadow comfortably instead of trying to look for it and have the potential of getting it blocked. Alright, let's move on.
Nice.
You can grab, you can grab.
Sigma, Sigma, Sigma.
Nice, that's right.
Paradise.
Keep pushing, keep pushing, keep pushing. We have grab dragon and we have Hanun. I got a nano Hanun.
I know, back right.
You're free to use Hanun.
I'm missing him. Hey,
Anna's on the right, sleeping. I'm dead. And on
Yeah, that's the repercussion of having no one on the off angle though. Where's Eladio? What?
I think he's sleeping.
What is Eladio doing there? No, that's Eladio. That's
Oh.
Eladio. That's Titsi. This
Still,
is
I
Titsi.
can't see. I can't see what you're.
Oh, there's a little. If you look right under Anna, there's a red line. Can you see it?
Yeah, a little
That's Tizzy. And
bit. Okay.
the one.
But there's somebody above me.
Yeah, that's Eladio sleeping because you can see he's flat on the floor.
Is he sleeping?
Yeah.
No, I can't
sleeping.
see. I can't clearly see. Okay.
Well, I've circled it on my screen. So the person right above you is Eladio, and the person over there is Tizzy. We're very split now. Eladio should be in the sniper position behind on the stairs, behind the payload, so you can have a wider angle of the point because you can see both left and right and people coming from left as well as you would have been the first line of contact for the Reaper, and you can lunge away and alert your team that he's there. But instead, you went for the aggressive angle. Can't have 2 DPS playing aggressive all the time. 1 DPS always has to play passive. Unless the whole team is playing aggressive, then everyone kind of can. But again, you're a sniper, so you don't need to play in that sort of range. But now you got slept, and the Reaper got a free flank because it wasn't scouted by anyone.
Hey,
Oh, he did. Did he not? He came from left spawn. Yeah, but everyone. Yeah, I mean, you would have seen it anyway if you had a wider angle behind here. If you were standing at this stairs here, you would have seen that he was wraith forming from, like, even in front of you. So you can alert the lucky that behind Reaper ulting might have 180 slept. Would have been a pulse play.
And there's on the right, sleeping. I'm dead, and on the right, sleeping.
You go, dragon.
I don't even know where I was. Okay, I'm gonna. It's on this one, okay.
And there's on the right, and there's on the right.
You have no sports?
It's just Anna.
Jeez. Steven, you don't always have to press shift. You know that, right? Like, it's Anna. You swing her 3 times, she's dead. Why do you need to pin her?
Okay, I'm gonna.
She's dead with 3 swings.
And there's on the right, and there's on the right.
Yeah, just
You have
swing
no
her.
sports?
She naded, you blocked the nade, perfect.
Anna.
Just swing her now.
And Farah.
It's
And
fine,
Mura.
die. One push.
I mean, that fight was pretty much lost, but small situations like that, where you had 2 options there as a tank player.
On the right.
You could have
no
either
sports?
held shield for your DPS and let them shoot everyone else, or swing and kill, not pin. Pin, you should only look for pins either when they're fully CC'd, or it's a tank that you can easily pin. Don't try to pin a grandma. A player model's too small to get it accurately.
It's just Anna.
Just shielded Hanzo and shielded McCree. Say, play with me, I put up shield. And you might have been able to pick off all 3 of the people coming now.
And Farah.
Except we're all split. No one to unify us because Lucky's dead, and then we all just go down.
One push.
8 centimeters. Fuck.
Alright, quick fire, because we're 38 minutes in.
Shadow. You can use an instinct looking for it.
You can ask him to try and get a stun off.
Move him up. I can try to move him up.
But it's the Sigma shield that keeps getting Steven.
Oh yeah, they don't even have it, right? My bad.
Oh my god, that big.
Nice,
Nice.
Chris.
Guys, push
Through the
it.
shield.
Let's go.
Like now,
Sigma's
he's
off,
taking
Sigma's
off
off.
time.
Why is it you
No, Reaper no range.
She's looking for
Fire
brush.
bow. Fire half.
Dead.
Nice
Nice.
focus, 1 for 1. McCree, where did Levy die? Levy went.
He was on the left,
Oh,
fighting
Levy
Sigma.
also went for
thing.
a flank. Again, I said it at the beginning of this video. Why don't the DPS communicate what they want to do? Why are we just going for the flank and not saying anything? Say, I'm going on the flank. You know? Because right now, there is no one here helping
What's this?
the pressure that you guys are putting up. If a McCree was with the Zarya now, then it'll be worth the pressure and leave Eladio on the right where he is now. It would have.
Levi is fighting a 2v1 right now,
Yes.
and we can't. I mean,
Yeah, you don't have sidelines. Sorry, I've
No.
drawn too much on my screen. You don't have sidelines to save him because you're pocketing Steven right now. You know, and Lucio can't get to him to heal him. So right now he's on his own. No one can.
Yeah,
help
and
him.
Sigma and Reaper are focusing.
Again, but if that was communicated, then at least Lucky would have been aware and could adapt a bit, or Safe could have thought, hey, maybe I can save Bubble in case they get in trouble or something like that. But it wasn't communicated. Both of you everyone on the flank, and unfortunately they focused Levy, and Levy got fucked.
She's looking for
Fire
brush.
above. Fire half.
Dead.
Nice.
Okay, so we're 1 for 1, still winnable.
Killing.
Steven smack, Steven smack, Steven smack.
I have my sound barrier.
Target.
Messi one.
Why does Steven put
Thanks,
suck
Anti.
on me now?
Just
Last
Keep
fight,
your
every
eye.
ult.
Sigma one.
Nice.
Did we
Lucky
get?
the San
Yes.
Francisco shocked. Jesus Christ.
still alive.
They just shocked so hard.
Thanks,
So the
Anti.
dragon was on point, and
Thanks,
because you guys were split, they
Thanks,
also
Anti.
split.
Just
There was a fight happening on the left and
Sigma
the
one,
right,
Sigma one,
and
Sigma
you
one.
won because of
Nice.
it, because
Did
you
we
were
get?
still playing payload.
Yes.
yeah.
No one else was playing payload apart from you, which is bad.
Thanks, Anti.
That the main tank wasn't playing payload as well
Keep
as the
your
alt
eye.
tank.
Sigma one.
Why weren't the tanks playing payload? Why was it Diana here?
Sigma one.
Like
Sigma
I
one.
shouldn't be in that position
Yeah,
anyway. By
Shouldn't
the
be in
way,
that
but
position anyway. You should be back there. If
right.
if,
And we're sitting in main, by the way.
if Lucky wasn't on payload, you guys would have C9'd. Anyway, alright. That's enough of this video. Let me stop the